Alright, I may not have time to get through all of this, but take a look at this bullshit. Um, American news correspondent, what's his name? Richard Engle, I think. Let me get his name. David Engle. I don't know. Anyways, you've probably seen him before on TV. An American news correspondent suffered mock executions at the hands of pro-Assad, pro-Assad kidnappers in Syria before escaping his captors after 5 days during a late-night gunfight. Now, I don't have time to read all this, so I'm going to have to summarize this. Basically, Richard Engle and some people with him were taken hostage by some individuals in northern Syria on Thursday. A rebel fighter traveling with the team was shot in the head at the outset of the, quote, well-planned ambush in territory they mistakenly thought was controlled by the Syrian opposition. The kidnappers were allied to President Bashir al-Assad's regime, part of the sectarian Shabiha, I can't read that from over here, I'm kind of sitting far back, militia. Now, what I want to point out here is how amazing this story is. As you start listening to it, you realize it's propaganda. When the group refused to choose the first one to be killed, the captors carried out mock executions, targeting Mr. Balkas. Okay, he was probably a translator for them. He said the gunmen were open about their affiliation with the regime and said they had received training from Iran's Revolutionary Guards, of course, because we have to have the connection between Syria and this evil act and Iran. The kidnappers said they hoped to swap the group of 4 Iranian agents and 2 Lebanese fighters being held by the rebels. That didn't make any sense. Mr. Engle said they were told that they were being moved to a camp run by the pro-Iran Lebanese terror group Hezbollah when they took their chance to dash for freedom. This is so unbelievable. What I'm saying here, what I'm suggesting, is that this group is not pro-Assad. It's pretending to be pro-Assad, doing these things in order to incite anti-Assad, anti-regime, and then anti-Iranian propaganda. I mean, it's clear because that's why they give so much information. It's just unbelievable. I'm trying to see if there's anything else really worth. It's interesting that they escaped. I'd love to know more about it because they probably let them escape. So this is an example, I think, of war propaganda and how it's probably CIA, military, but mainly CIA, creating these events. I didn't used to think like this, but just after seeing main thing is actually Fast and Furious down at the border, and even Benghazi. I think these events they're happening, and then the government, United States government, is in a situation to where they're not even sure who's doing it. In other words, there are forces in the CIA that are doing things perhaps even outside the knowledge of the head of the CIA or the head of the State Department. So they're going out and saying things unaware. So then they know that these things are happening. They know that it very well could be us, but they don't know for certain. And so I don't know. I look at this and to me it just sounds like propaganda. It's so obvious. The information is so clear. They're telling them everything that they're doing. Why would they be telling them everything? So I don't know. I mean, just something for you to look at. It just seems to me this just smacks of propaganda. Anti-Israel. I mean, anti-Iran, anti-Syria, just to get us involved in the more wars, continual war. In their little goal to get these certain regimes toppled. And so they're trying to make that connection. So if this doesn't work, they'll probably just kill someone, kill a reporter, and then claim, oh, it was a pro-Assad, blah, blah, blah.